For years, in a land filled with corruption, Prophet Lut was preaching his people. With a heavy heart, he addressed them. Do you commit such immorality as no one has preceded you with from among the worlds? Indeed, you approach men with desire instead of women. Rather, you are a transgressing people. His words, filled with truth and urgency, fell on deaf ears. The people, entrenched in their sinful ways, retorted angrily, "Expel the family of Lut from your city. Indeed, they are men who keep themselves pure." Despite their rejection, Lut remained steadfast, imploring them to reconsider their actions. Yet his pleas went unheeded. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah begins with a visit from angels in the form of men to Prophet Abraham, on their way to carry out divine punishment on the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Ibrahim, he welcomes them with hospitality, preparing food for them. However, the visitors do not eat, which makes Ibrahim feel uneasy. Observing this, the angels reassure him, explaining that they are messengers from God, sent with a mission. The angels delivered to Ibrahim the joyous news of a son, Isaac, Esahak, and subsequently a grandson, Jacob, Yaqub. Ibrahim's wife, upon hearing this news, laughed in disbelief due to her advanced age. The angels comforted her, affirming that God's might know no bounds, and the promise would indeed come to pass. Ibrahim questions the role of angels beyond bringing good news. The angels reveal their task. They have been dispatched to punish the inhabitants of Lut for their persistent wrongdoings and immorality. Concerned for Prophet Lut, who resides in Sodom, Ibrahim pleads with the angels for mercy, hoping that the punishment might be spared. The angels, however, assure him that the decree is final, though Lut and the believers will be saved. They tell him that Lut's wife will also face the punishment. The angels then proceed to Sodom, where they meet Lut. When they arrive, Lut feels deeply troubled because he knows the corrupt nature of his people and fears for the safety of his guests. The news of Lut's guests' arrival spread quickly, and his people came hastening to him, and before then they had been doing evil deeds. The men of Sodom surrounded Lut's house, demanding that he hand over his guests. Lut, desperate to protect them, offered his daughters as an alternative, highlighting the immorality of the situation. He said, "O my people, these are my daughters. They are purer for you. So fear God, and do not shame me concerning my guests. Is there not among you a man of reason?" The crowd insists. They said, "You certainly know that we have no claim to your daughters, and indeed, you know what we want." He said, "If only I had against you some power, or could take refuge in a strong support." The angels reassured Lut, revealing their divine mission. They said, "O Lut, indeed we are messengers of your Lord. Therefore they will never reach you. So travel with your family during a portion of the night, and let not any among you look back except your wife. Indeed, she will be struck by that which strikes them. Indeed, their appointment is for the morning. Is not the morning near?" As dawn approaches, God's punishment descends upon Sodom and Gomorrah and made the highest part of the city its lowest, and rained upon them stones of layered hard clay, made them like a crop that has been eaten, completely destroying them and marking the end of the people who had transgressed against God's guidance. As Lut and his family fled, his wife met the same fate as the disbelievers. The story Sodom and Gomorrah serves as a powerful lesson about the consequences of sin, the importance of following divine guidance, and God's mercy toward the righteous.